Hello and welcome to the Audio Roast Podcast. I am here.
And I am here.
With Joshua Poole. How's it going, Josh?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we are all out of practice. You're down there,
we go.
somewhere. Oh, you can't
point,
tell by the way I'm
point to
pointing
the
my
big
finger.
picture over there
you
to
are.
make it look like. Ouch.
E.T.
It's God touching man. It's the Sistine Chapel.
It's something. It's a hot mess express is what it is.
It really is.
What in the wide world of sports are we doing today, Josh?
I have no idea. Or, as it said in the thing, IDK.
IDK.
You kids with your slang.
That's
your
right.
Internet slang.
Well, speaking of IDK, Josh UA, I am glad to see you here, my friend.
I am glad to be here, and I am glad to see you here because I'd be doing it by myself if you weren't.
That's true. That's true. And we've seen how that goes. No, I'm kidding. So catch me up. What's your week been like?
Lost my phone over the weekend. Not this weekend, the previous weekend.
Right.
So I was dealing with phone companies and shutting down my service because it was lost.
Did you go in person or over the phone?
Over the phone.
Like through somebody else's phone or a work phone or something, I assume?
Yeah, through my wife's phone and my daughter's
It's,
phone.
There's a certain kind of hell for the people that have to sit and deal with phone people on the phone.
It's called India.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just it's a 2-hour process for a 5-minute problem.
Oh, I wish it were 2 hours.
Oh, well, there you go. Even longer, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Getting bad information from different people, and I'm not going to go into it, but
We've all been there.
yeah. I don't believe people with those types of accents names are Mike. And
Well, they say it is. They say
hello,
they
this
say
is
that.
Ted.
Yeah.
I mean, wonderful people.
Right.
But don't fool me.
Right. You got to be careful with those
Yeah.
people. It is 2021, Josh.
Wonderful people overseas. They're great, but if your name's Jogdish, tell me. I mean, I don't have.
And
your
on
name
that
doesn't-
note,
it doesn't have to be Mike. I know you're not Mike. Come on.
they. All right, let's just move on. If you're watching live right now, thank you.
My problem
Bless
was
you,
not
my
with the
child.
people, but the corporate policy. Make no mistake, it was the corporate policy, not the people.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Sure. So if you're watching live right now on the stream, be sure to share it and like our page, follow us, subscribe to the channel, all the stuff. The stuff that Josh isn't hitting the space bar or the enter button for.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I was looking at comments.
I saw
I'm
that.
sorry.
We can see you
Yes.
looking at them.
I'm sorry.
Is your button not working?
It is not working.
No,
I
gotta
don't
love
have that
that.
little green light that
Oh,
tells
you
me
know why?
because it's not plugged in.
There
So
you go.
you know what? I've been pushing this button the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time.
I don't know where it's at. Let me just adjust the camera while I'm up here.
Wow, that is an ultra close up on your mustache.
Good thing I trimmed it up this
Ladies
morning,
and fellas. Nice man bun.
Thanks.
Hey, we're looking over at the
Why do I make this so hard on myself?
I don't know, but we just changed the camera.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Well, get it back there.
It's back there. There it is.
You have one job.
No, it still said Jared PIP
Well, I know,
on mine.
but it changed.
It changed.
All right. Let me, there we go. Now we're all
Okay,
situated.
so-
Okay, so yeah.
How
If you're
about
watching
that?
along, bless your heart. Welcome to
I'm from
IDK.
I'm from Arkansas. I know what bless your heart means.
Right. Yes. It means what a pretty child. So yeah, that's
Bless your
that's
heart.
what you got to do. Like it, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and all that jazz. All right.
Sorry, making adjustments.
Oh wait. Audio only versions, not of this episode. It ain't happening.
No.
Are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart, TuneIn, Amazon, Alexa, Pandora, you name it, we're there.
Yeah, this one will live in your memory.
That's right. This one will only live in your
That's
memory.
right. Burned
And by
into your
memory, we
memory.
mean
Yeah.
nightmare.
Scarred.
Become a Patreon member. I don't know why it supports us. We give you some stuff occasionally. No. We've actually, Josh and I are sitting on a really cool episode of Common Grounds that we will release. It's all just a matter of time. We've got another thing coming up that we'll talk about here in just a couple minutes that we're going to be bringing to Patreon.
Am I aware of this?
You probably were at one point, but I don't know if I
Okay.
touched base with you since.
Okay.
But yes, so yeah, Josh will find out live too.
I may be pleasantly surprised or refuse to be involved, depending
Right,
on what it is.
Exactly. So yes, please do become a patron. It really does help out on the show. Again, shout out to our most recent patron, Deb Klein, and all of our other patrons over on Patreon that have been supporting us so far. You can also check out playlists available on past episodes.
Not this episode.
Today.
Not today.
We ain't got no Muzak for you today, but we've got some great past episodes that you can. Did you see that?
saw that.
That you can check
Dropping
out.
your notes.
So check it out. Yes, exactly. So we're
Yeah.
flying by the seat of our pants now. All right. Don't forget to check out our website. It's cool, and we update it
Whenever we feel.
often. audioroast.com for all things audio roast related. It's Christmas season, y'all, so if you're looking for some cool stocking stuffers, a way to support something local, a way to support something that you already support, check it out. We've got something for everybody. If you need a new pair of underwear, we've got it. If you need a new coffee cup, we got it. If you need a new producer, tough. All right. 7 songs in 7 days. Yeah. All right. So we did collect 7 songs about 7 weeks ago, and I listened to them before the show today, and this is how they all shook out. I don't have my notes, so we'll just fly by the seat of our pants. I don't know who sent in what. Sorry, we'll figure it out, and you can check it out on the website. But in the number 7 spot, we've got
Lord.
Oh Lord by
Really?
Foxy Shazam.
Really? I thought you would rate these guys
I
higher.
actually did started to rate them higher, but what a week of songs. My
You-
goodness.
You mean... Because I've heard these songs.
So
And
here's
there
a-
were some that I would like, I don't know if I would even... I'd even create maybe an 8. Some of these.
Okay, that's fair. For me, I'll be honest, I did like a lot about this song.
Right.
I wish that I hate saying that even. I wish he sounded more manly. I don't mind somebody singing some high notes, but like whenever you're coming back down, like, can you come back down? And you mentioned something, and I'm like, you're spot on, but it's so right in my face now that
Right.
that's all I hear.
Right.
And that was
That they're basically a ripoff of Queen.
yes.
There's a very...
the vocal stylings, the
or
tonality.
heavily influenced,
Yeah.
shall we say.
It's almost
To
Queen
a
meets
point
Jet.
Really, it is.
Meh. It was all right.
They're,
It was pretty
they're a
good.
great band. They're creative,
Mhm.
but it's I mean, that's to me that's their drawback, and a plus because they're got the creativeness. Of Queen.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like there was Queen.
Yep, a lot of it.
Mhm.
A lot of it. Not a bad song on this
No.
list. There's nothing on this list that I was like, I didn't care for it. No, I liked a lot of I like all of these. In the number 6 spot, we've got Pinned Down by Rebel Sun. I love a good comedy country song every now and then, and this was that. I don't
It
know
sure
if you
was.
listen to it, but if you're over the age of adult, give it a listen. If not, move along. Number 5 spot, we've got Wigwam Bam by Sweet. What a fun song. In my notes, if I remember right, this one reminded
Are you
me.
ready, Steve? That's sweet.
Yeah, that's the Sweet.
Uh-huh.
All
Andy.
right, Steve, let's
Andy.
go. Yeah. Reminded me a lot of the Bay City Rollers on this song, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just going to guess that was probably Julia Lee Cobb. Drake Cobb. Princess. Dame. Drake. Whatever the heck you are this week. In the number 4 spot, we've got The Lion Sleeps Tonight
By the Tokens.
by the Tokens.
You know the guy that no, not that one. I'm sorry. The guy that wrote, and I don't know why, because same era. The guy that wrote Monster Mash passed away a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yep.
How did I miss that?
Cause I don't know. He just,
I'm usually
a friend of mine.
pretty on that.
He
but-
lives in this area,
Huh.
and a friend of mine knows him.
Maybe
real
I
well.
did know that.
Yeah.
I'll
So
put a
he passed
graphic
away.
thingy up and make it all official and fancy.
Okay.
I also learned, I think it was Kim Garmery that sent a message and said, now I'm going to forget who it was. A famous rock photographer, passed away this week as well. Yeah, I'm not going to spend time looking it up. But, yeah, ain't got nothing fancy. At number 3 spot, we've got Bloom by the Paper Kites. Good song. It's really funny. For me, this list of 7 songs this week, I feel were either very, very dancey and very fun and jovial and whatever, or very like just doom and gloom and very morose and calm and
Made you want to do a Kurt Cobain?
well, can't say that did that, but maybe I mean I don't know.
Or Courtney Love?
Anyway, so in the speaking of Bloom, I liked it. I liked it a lot. In the number 2 spot, we've got Blind by Swans. Joshua probably strongly agrees. Tell us why.
I hated this song. I hated it.
Why?
It was very repetitive, and it sounded like a...
repetitive.
Yes, but the Tokens, they sound like the Tokens. These guys sounded kind of like a not really great Johnny Cash impersonator.
So it's funny you say that because
a voice like this. It was very
I agree,
melancholy
like with the video
monotone.
that you sent for that, which I don't think was actually
I don't think it was the
associated
actual
with
video,
the song,
no.
but whatever movie that was from, I'm like, I really want to see that movie. So
It's
that might have
1984.
okay, so that may have played a role in my perception of the song too.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel it was very much like Johnny Cash's Hurt, that same feeling and sense. However, Rebel Sun, Pinned Down, was a lot more Johnny Cash to me. But yes, I definitely get what you're saying.
Right.
And yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. It just hit me on the right day, I guess, and I enjoyed it.
Everyone can be wrong.
Number 1 spot, we've got Better Without You by Evanescence. I'm pretty sure that was Christy Pressler. I'm not 100% sure. I really liked it, and Josh, you said exactly what I was thinking as I was watching that.
And
Ann Wilson,
Ann Wilson,
from Heart.
yeah.
It's very, very much.
reminded me of
She is kind of shaping her sound to that more 80s Heart, late 80s Heart kind of sound, and I really enjoyed it.
musically, it still sounded like Evanescence.
Musically, it's still that
a
modern
little-
rock metal
a
chick
little
singery.
less new metal-ish sounding because there's no rap in it or anything like that.
For that, yes.
But
Drum beat wise, I'd say it's still pretty new metal-ish.
Right.
It's very, very modern metal.
the
I
only
guess.
thing that was really missing was a real strong hook.
Yeah, but the guitar riff itself
Right.
was just kind of that boppy kind of thing, which
Mhm.
is hooky enough. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Good job, guys. Shout out to everybody. If you participated along, kudos. You gave us a really good song this week. So again, not a bad song on the list. However, it's your turn now to nominate this week's hashtag or 7 songs in 7 days. Man, am I out of practice. Just use the hashtag 7. You can send us any song from any genre, any style, or any decade. Just make it a song. We'll take the next 7 days or so and give it a listen, give it a rank.
Or 10 minutes before the show starts.
Right. Because we can.
Yep.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, get some more coffee, and we'll be back in just a minute and catch up in the comments.
Classic rock coffee. It's coffee that rocks, yeah. This ain't your typical coffee shop. It's Java with attitude, baby. From the moment you step onto the stage, you'll see, hear and taste the difference. We're rocking and roasting 7 days a week with guitars, amps, lights, burning wrists and groupies. We've got the best coffee, frappes, smoothies, protein shakes, pastries and sandwiches. Oh yeah, green M&Ms if you get backstage. Come on in and get a whole lot of love. Get the idea, my babies? Even if you don't love classic rock. Well, that's impossible. You're gonna love classic rock coffee. Check us out. Located at Kansas Expressway and Sunset.
I have just one question. Have you thought about being a guest on the show? We are currently seeking music lovers of all kinds to join in on our fun. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have questions, comments, or suggestions, you can message us on Facebook or email us at theaudioroastpodcast@gmail.com. You can also submit any topics you'd like to hear discussed.
Coffee. Yeah, so speaking of coffee. We'll go with it. Oh, yeah.
So do I do the actual coffee that we're drinking?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Barracuda.
Fail.
Yeah, Barracuda Bites.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
what we're
medium
actually
roast.
drinking.
Blueberry,
Blueberry.
bergamot,
Gotta love-
and floral.
Oh.
Floral.
Wonder what the flower of the day is.
I don't know. Poppies, hopefully.
I hope not. Poppies will put them to sleep.
Sleep.
Now they'll
All right.
sleep. Hold tight.
I don't know. We lost our little screen. Did you get rid of that?
I did.
You did.
I did it.
All right. Well, you're doing that. I'm going to look and count all these songs and see where we're at here. Again?
Barracuda.
I'm not going to read it again.
Yeah, it's got floral and nuts and stuff
Yeah.
or something.
No, your nuts aren't in there. Floral, bergamot, but that may be a nut. I don't know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you. And blueberry, and it's a medium roast. So
Yeah. Medium.
2, 3,
All right.
4,
While you're counting,
5.
let us go to the comments. All right. We've got a slew of them. There we go. Let's see here. Kylie Meyer is with us. She says, hey, happy Sunday. Well, happy Sunday to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you've had a great week and a great weekend. Cindy Lucas says, Josh UA in the building. You better believe it. Holly says, LOL, no kidding. 2 hours a day for days.
Yes.
Yeah. What's 2 hours a day?
Talking about me on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
How it takes
It's
forever,
ridiculous. Yeah. She says, I'm like, I can't understand you. Exactly. Stephen Thomas Cobb says, I feel like that's a lot of qualifiers. Yes. Yes, indeed.
About what I was saying.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Stephen Furlong's with us. Hey, friends. Well, hello there, my friend. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us. Good to see you. Lisa Betancourt is with us. Stop singing Broadway. Stop singing Broadway if you're not going to do it. Well, let me tell you about what we're gonna do coming up soon. Maybe. Julia says, hashtag Broadway justice for Lisa. My favorite hashtag so far. CJ Garmo says, hashtag 7, the Beatles. Tomorrow never knows. My God, what is going on in the wide world of sports that CJ Garmo.
The who?
The Beatles. The Beatles.
The Beatles.
The Beatles,
Is
you
that
know.
the lovely lads from Liverpool?
They're the 4 lovely lads from Liverpool. Julia says, hashtag 7, this town ain't big enough for the both of us by Sparks. Steven says, hashtag 7, When I'm Gone by Dirty Honey. Mike McCorder says, hashtag 7, Blackout in the Red Room by Love Hate. Steven says, hashtag 7, A Little Bit of Everything by Dawes. And Julia, oh snap, after your take on my Foxy's Shazam nomination, I am concerned with my nomination for this week. Have fun with it. Okay. Well, I will, certainly. Abigail says, hashtag 7, March by the Chicks. Okay. Formerly of the Dixie variety, I assume.
Maybe
Kylie-
she's just so familiar with them, she can call them the Chicks.
The Chicks. Yeah. It's like calling them the Beach Boys, the dudes.
Yeah.
Or the boys.
The boys. Or the beach.
The beach. Kylie says, it was me on the Sweet song. Nice. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really fun. Mike says, Mick Rock is the photographer who passed away. That's correct.
Ah.
Yes. Yes. CJ says, how? I don't know. How what? Maybe he's saying hello and I don't know. Kylie says, #7 Train by Blackfoot. Christy says, yes!
Evanescence was hers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Gotcha.
sure.
Yeah. Very good. Well done, Christy. Evanescence for the win. All day, every day. Stephen Cobb. Yes, indeed. Christy says, definitely need in on that coffee. Officially started working 2 jobs this past week. Cheers. Well, cheers to you, my friend. Here's to all the hardworking friends we've got. As you could see, I'm like, this is a major balancing act. So, cheers to everybody who is working for the weekend. Tara says, Jared, let your hair down. Tara, nobody wants to see this greasy mess. I can't be having no mushroom hair, you see. Here, I'll just do fun styles. We'll do that. That's the topic of today's show.
Fun styles?
Fun styles
Okay.
with
Are we
Jared.
going to have a makeover show today?
Yes, that's what we're going to have with all 6 of my hairs. All right, so I'm going to do my best Tara Lynn impression. Or Tara Lynn hair impression. Let's see if I can... Nope, not very mushroomy. That's all I got. I don't know. What am I doing with my life? All right, so yeah, not letting the hair down. It's a hot mess. And Julia says, bergamot is the oil extracted from a type of orange tree. Research department. Thank you very much for that. Checks in the mail, and I appreciate you. And now I've lost my scrunchie. So now I'm going to have to go with the neon scrunchie, which everybody loves. All right. Tara says no. Yay! Make up your mind. Yeah. Hey, Tara, are you guys working today? What are you up to? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Come on, blow them up. Pay me back. You owe me about 86 comments per episode.
Make sure to type it in correctly.
No, mistype it. So even though I know what you're saying, I can call you out right in front of the whole internets with my bright blue scrunchie. Yes, scrunchie.
You really can taste that bergamot.
You can, can't you? Yeah. Actually, it makes sense because blueberry and orange in the culinary world complement each other very well.
It's called Blornge.
Last time I did a Google search for Blornge, I came up
Gotta
with
be
something
careful.
entirely different. Yeah. Tara says, come on, mess it up. Oh, come on. I can't be doing all that. I gotta look pretty. I know. Total fail. All right. Lisa says, I told you guys not to partake of the wine before the show. True. Speaking of wine, let me...
Is this what we were talking about
This
earlier?
is what we were talking about.
One sec. There.
Barracuda. Oh, Betancourt wine coming soon.
Ooh.
In association with the Audio Roast podcast and Classic Rock Coffee and some Barracuda. That's right. So
Yeah.
after
So
Thanksgiving...
it is Barracuda there.
It is. It is. So
Well-
I'm glad to hear you say that because that tells me that we have communicated. It's probably just been a minute. But yes, probably after Thanksgiving, after the holiday, we will be going out to the Betancourt estate, if you will. The Betancourt wineries.
Vineyards.
Yeah, that's the word I was
The
looking for.
Vinton Courts.
Yes, the Vinton Courts. And we are going to be filming the process of how they're going to be making the coffee-infused wine in association with us and Classic Rock
Isn't
Coffee.
it just pouring coffee into wine?
I mean, I think it's a little more of a process.
I mean, I infuse my coffee with whiskey all the time.
Well, I think it's more of a chemical infusion and less of a...
It's a processed.
yeah,
thing,
you know,
so-
it's very delicate and
Okay.
stuff. And we take the coffee and we put it in the...
Yeah.
What the hell do you call the
Casks.
thing with the moonshine?
Casks.
No.
We don't distill.
The-
don't-
yeah, the-
you
and
don't
the-
distill wine.
Well, I'm just.
You ferment.
We're doing a show. I mean,
Okay. Well, I'm trying to.
this is my Dan impersonation, by the way. Just like, whatever you say, it's wrong. No. Oh, wait, I got to do this too. I'm joking! Okay, and we're back. No, wrong one. Oh, God.
That's nice.
Hit the
Here we
right
go.
button for me, buddy.
Okay,
there you go. Yeah, that's the one. Yes.
See, that's what happens when you take control.
I know.
When you drive the show.
I lose control.
You just
oh,
worry about your
boy.
little comments, little buddy.
Speaking of comments, we just got the comments of the day.
Sir Wolf.
Sir Wolf is back, says, there hasn't been a stash this or as great since Tom Selleck. You heard it here first. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I'm trying to think of someone who may have had a righteous stash other than Tom Selleck in the last.
You're looking at him.
20 years,
I mean,
and-
it's on the internet now, so it's got to be true.
It's true, yeah. And Sir Wolf sounds like an expert in stashes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, does it get any more, the credentials any more than Sir
and
Wolf?
is that on Twitch? Was that
That
a
is
Twitch?
on YouTube.
That's on YouTube. Okay,
Yep.
so Sir Stash?
Sir Stash a lot.
Yes.
Uh,
Sir Wolf likes the Sir's stash.
Right. Lisa says chemicals may be consumed.
Yes.
Yes. And high levels. Christy says a light rosé coffee sounds amazing. Just saying. I mean, I'm open to trying any of it. Julia says the Betancourt compound.
No, there are no weapons as far as I know.
I don't
There
know.
probably
That
are.
wine is a weapon of mass destruction. Let me tell you. It's
Yeah.
powerful stuff.
It will kill your judgment. That's what it'll do.
Yes.
Too much of it.
Yes, indeed. Oops. Steven says she meant the mustache let your hair down. Maybe that's what it was. Holly says, yay, they make tasty wine. Indeed, they do. He says, tuck your jealousy away, Josh.
Well,
Christy says, David Arquette and Scream had a pretty great mustache. Also, Ron Burgundy and all of the Super Troopers. God
Yeah,
dang
but,
it. Christy,
you know-
you and your facts.
but they didn't commit to those mustaches. Tom
Right.
Selleck made a life commitment to his mustache.
I've been rocking a mustache since 2017.
Yep. And he
Bring it.
also had a nice afro, too, in Magnum P.I.
Yeah, of sorts. Yeah,
It was afro-ish.
yeah, exactly, of sorts. Afro-ish. I like that.
Afro-ish.
Abigail watching on YouTube this week. The title of this episode is me when someone asks what I'm doing with my college majors. I don't know, but
We're
I'm
here.
here. Love it. That's amazing.
Well, at least you got majors.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right, so I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the part where we just stare and wait for comments to come in. Oh, wait. Apparently now we got applause, too.
Wow, that is long.
That is very long, but the people love us. What can we say? They love us. They really love us. Oh, thank you so much. Lisa says, wouldn't you like to know, Josh UA?
Yeah. I would like to know. What's that referring to?
Hey, calm down over there in the audience section, would you? Like, we're trying to do a show. Can you not just, I mean, I appreciate it, but bring it a little more. Come on, a little more, a little more.
There you go.
People better be knowing their role.
What? Okay.
That was
okay.
almost smooth. I mean, is this the never-ending round of applause?
I guess so. What's going on with that
Hashtag
sound?
Josh UA. I don't know, but I can see it still going. We'll just keep it in the background. Sure. At some point, it'll start sounding like water.
Rain, yeah. It'll
Yeah.
sound like rain. Everybody will have to pee. We have commercials set up, right?
Yeah. So let's. All right. Enough of that nonsense. I'm gonna switch over to this and just stop that for whatever reason. There we go. All right. So here's where we're at. Let me.
Hashtag Josh UA.
Christy says, "Hey, when are you guys playing gigs next? Well,
Which
glad you asked.
guys? Which guys?
Well, probably me, and then my mustache.
Yes, your mustache is always gigging. I bet it comes off your face at night
It's
while
got
you're
its
asleep.
own little
It has
glass with lighting treatment case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it runs around town looking for other mustaches.
Other inferior mustaches.
Other inferior mustaches. Your mustache is sentient. It has its own will, its own soul.
Exactly. Yep.
Probably
I
has
just
its
happen
own
to be
social media.
Lucky enough to carry it on my face.
Yep. You are blessed to have this mustache up to
We are talking mustaches if you've just joined us. All right. So, Josh, when are you playing a gig next?
We are at the Tater Patch next week.
The old Tater Patch.
The old Tater Patch next week.
I've never been out there, but I've seen pictures, videos. I know a lot of people that have played there, and I hear it's a good spot.
It's a good spot. It's like, did you ever
Is
go
this
to?
up by Rolla?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is actually in Rolla.
Oh, okay.
Not up by. It is in Rolla.
Yeah, there you
So,
go.
It's it reminds me a lot of the old Galloway Station.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a kind of a small spot, and you wouldn't think that a lot of big band. I don't know how Machine Gun Symphony plays there
Right.
because it's like it's not a huge area. It's enough, but
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know this. Machine Gun Symphony does not have 12 members anymore, so they can get away with a lot more than
Yeah.
they used to.
But yeah, it's a really hot spot, and I guess when I was there, I was surprised. It's like, really, I'd heard so much about the Tater Patch,
Right.
and it's like a Galloway.
Is it
But
indoor or
it's
outdoor?
It's
Both.
indoor. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. They may do some stuff outdoor during the warmer season, but when I played there last month, it was indoor. So
Very cool. Very cool. So Tater Patch, where
Tater
else?
Patch,
Anywhere else at the end of the year?
we're at Archie's in December, and we're gonna have a guest drummer for those gigs that weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Gene Whedon is going to be playing with
Oh.
us.
Oh, Mr. Gene.
At least that's what the rumor is. That's what they said in our band thread. So we got
Nice.
a guest drummer. And
That's-
there's a gig that I'm not going to be able to make at Downstream Casino.
Oh,
But they
I
got
gotta-
Yeah.
Why does it always trigger this clapping? What in the wide? What
I
is
don't think it
happening?
ever stopped.
Oh my gosh.
It
Okay,
likes
I gotta
that sound
find
effects.
where that's at in this thing. Yeah, I don't know why. That's
Is that just like under
just gonna-
everything?
I guess it is, but that's annoying as all get out. So we're gonna close down the sound effect department and give them a little reboot. When am I playing a show
Yeah.
next?
When are you playing a show?
Well, let me tell you, December 18th is Jinky Fest here at the Riff. At the Riff. Shout out to Chris Cessna from Midwest Family Broadcasting for that, who is the only person probably on planet Earth that it's noticed. But I also, on top of doing all that I've been doing with the show and running the Riff, that kind of thing, I'm also the voice of the Riff and some of Classic Rock Coffee on the radio. I do weekly radio spots every week, and that's how I've been doing it because that's how I did it here on the podcast. So
Right.
because of the podcast, it's given me kind of some audio branding of the Riff, if you will. And so that's how I end every commercial, at the Riff. And not that it's anything to write home about, it's just the way it is. But that's
What
where we're going to
stations are
be
you
playing is
advertising on?
at the Riff. Well, Midwest Broadcasting.
Midwest Broadcasting. So Q102?
Q102,
The
104.7 The Cave, and the others, not so much. But it's available wherever Midwest Broadcasting is. So even on
Probably
their
in the
streaming services and
Midwest.
stuff. What's that?
It's probably in the Midwest.
Well, I mean, but it's on, yes, the Midwest Family Broadcasting stations.
Right.
Yeah.
But probably
Um,
located in the Midwest.
Definitely not on the coasts.
Yeah. You wouldn't probably hear these ads say in L.A.
Well, you
or
could
New York.
if you're listening for some reason to a Midwest broadcast stream. Oh, dang it. My crickets are dead. I turned the program off.
You should have fed them.
No, I sure should have. I sure should have. So, yes, December 18th, my band that we have been in the works of for over 2 years are going to be playing our first show. This is a new cover band that I'm in, It's really hard for me to say the word new if we've been together for 2 years and playing our first show, but super excited about
You
it.
should be really well practiced.
I mean, we better not miss.
You better
a
not.
note.
No notes. Miss.
Not a note. I know
What's the name of that band?
I'm super excited. Well, names. But we're going to be there, so we hope you will be too. Julie says, let's pick up on the conversation we had with you last week, Jared. Messy rock guitarist versus meticulous technical guitarists. Let's do. I'm going to put a bookmark on that. Hold tight on that because that's great. Lisa says, you'd be amazed at what is at the Betancourt compound. Oh, boy.
If you have like a cellar with a well and lotion, I am not going in.
Wow.
I've read Silence of the Lambs.
Well, hello, Lisa. Deborah says, hashtag porn stash. Christy says, Josh, too, of course. Yes.
So
Steven says, what do an Instagram food fanatic and jail have in common? Mugshots. Yeah.
and the audio roast.
Yeah. Our good friend Tyler Weeks is here. Hey guys,
Tyler.
long time no see. Yes, indeed. Best wishes and happy holidays to all. Same to you, Tyler. We appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. Hope you'll stick around for a little bit. We certainly enjoy having you along for the crazy ride.
Yes.
Mike says Kurt Russell in Tombstone gets a mustache honorable mention.
Yeah, he grew
That
that,
really-
but he
yeah.
didn't commit to it again. Didn't commit to it.
I keep pointing in the wrong direction. Yes, exactly that. He did not commit. Only for the shooting of the movie. Deborah says, do we have a theme tonight, or are we just chatting? Well,
Just chatting.
we're chatting about themes.
Are we?
No.
News to me. Yeah.
Throw us something, Deb. Help us. We're drowning. Just chatting, says Cindy. Julia says, man, your studio audience is clapping for everything,
Yeah,
man.
they're
We've
a
got
bunch
them
of
right
dime
here in the
store
palm
whores.
of our hands. That's why.
They're a bunch of dime store whores. Is what
David Klein says, hello, guys. Hello, David. Thank you for the nomination last week or 2 weeks ago or last year or whenever it was for the tokens in the jungle. Good stuff. Deborah says, I saw a billboard on Kearney Street for Midwest Family Broadcasting. Well, there you go. So streaming all the way up to the north side. Julia says, Midwest Family Broadcasting is based out of Madison, Wisconsin, and all their stations are indeed in the Midwest. Research department.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't
Eh?
you know?
I like how I just slowly slipped right into that, almost too easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Our research department is, man, the check's in the mail for you, my friend. So yes, let's go back up. Actually, before we go to that, let's talk about why we have no show. Okay, so last week you guys bared with us, and I appreciate the people that even inboxed me or text me and was like, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Yes, totally okay. We actually had a guest that got called into work the day of the show, and rather than try to scramble around and put something together, I was like, well, let's just take a time out and we'll chat. And then this week happened, and it's been super busy. Josh has been under the weather. He had no phone, no light, not a single luxury, like Robinson Crusoe. It's as unsung as it can be.
I have no idea what you
I
were
was-
singing.
Are you for real right
I am
now?
for real. What are you singing?
Hit him in the comments. Tell him what that was from. Come on, man. Gosh. Now we're really looking for producers that know their stuff. But between all of Josh's stuff he's had going on, between my stuff, guys, here's the deal. I was super excited to take over running the riff and stuff, but my God, there's so much more to what goes into it than even what I thought. And I was like, it's literally right downstairs from us. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I got this. And I do. But my God, there's so much to do. There's so much throughout the week that happens. Here's the deal too, right? So we're a live music venue, and I am glad that we're a live music venue because we're able to bring a lot of live music to people like you guys that are watching here at home.
And that's what live music venues should do. Is
Right.
bring live music to the
Right.
venue.
Exactly. However, because of the time of year that it is, we've also got a lot of people wanting to do private Christmas parties and that kind of stuff. So that's honestly what I've been really, really swamped with, is getting all that together, organizing all that, trying to keep good shows coming through on the Riff for you guys. We've had a great run this week with some really great shows. We had our own Chase that runs the bar downstairs, the bar manager. His band, Lo and Behold, played Thursday night. Absolutely crushed it. If you missed it, good Lord, you missed it. If you're a fan of rock and roll and with a little dose of like metal, a little dose of funk, I mean, dude was literally playing a trumpet that looked like it's from the 1800s, and it sounded amazing. Just really, really good stuff. Friday we had something. I mean, that's my brain is just mush.
Something like Osiris?
Yeah, we had 5 or 6 different bands. CJ Garmo ran lights for it. Did a fantastic job for that. So we had a dose of metal. We had a dose of rock and funk Thursday. Last night today's Sunday. Last night we had Anthony Gomes for your dose of blues and rock. It was my first time getting to see Anthony Gomes. I thought he was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Going back to now where Julia commented about, I should have bookmarked it like I said I did.
Technical guitars versus sloppy guitars.
Yeah, thank you. He is very technical. He is very not sloppy, but it's not like the Noodle Fest with no melody. He would go in and out of different melodies. Like he would write us something and then go into like some kind of Led Zeppelin riff, come back into his riff. Just really, really good stuff. Really good show. Just a lot of fun. I mean, really crisp sounds. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but
I've
highly
seen some
recommend.
videos.
Highly
Yeah,
recommend.
yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I've been busy trying to do is keep good music going here at the Riff, and it's a lot of work, man. I don't know how else to say it. Yesterday I was here for 16 and a half hours. Friday I was here for 14 plus hours. It's just non-freaking stop. So I had a conversation with Josh before we started today. I have such a passion for what we're doing here on the show. Sometimes it's just there's not enough hours in the week, and it's really hard to kind of balance both. But I say that because a lot of that right now is with the holidays and stuff. Like I said, obviously I'm not going to be inundated with calls throughout the week going forward past the holidays with, hey, I'd like to have a company Christmas party. I'm not kidding. Like, Josh can see this. These are invoices for Christmas parties that we've got coming up, and it's just nonstop. So I say all that to say thank you for sticking with us. Hold tight. We've got more coming down the pike, and yeah, I'm super excited about some of the stuff that we've got going. In fact, another conversation Josh and I had, we're going to be picking things up a lot with the way that we choose to entertain you. I don't want to get too much away,
Right.
but we've got some really fun stuff. So that being said, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and come back and talk some more about sloppy guitars and clean guitars. Okay? Okay.
I just want to thank you once again, and if you have the chance to come to Springfield to RC Flea Mart over on Kearney Street, come on. And if you have the chance to come to Marshfield, Missouri at Unique Antiques and Collectibles over on Spur Drive, come check out both of the booths. I do thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon. Keep listening to good music.
So
trying to break into this scene was impossible. Renee and I
It's so
were,
interesting to me because it was not that way for me.
oh my God, I couldn't get an audition.
Do you think a lot of that has to do with where we're at physically, like not being St. Louis or not being Chicago or that kind of thing? Like when you were traveling to those places, weren't you in kind of some bigger hubs?
You know what? Well, that's a good question. Yeah.
Whatever. So it didn't want commercials. That's the way it is. Let's see here. Elke's here with us. She says, what did I miss? Well, let me tell you, you missed a lot of nothing. She shared it also. Well, thank you very much, Elke. That really does help us a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah, so sloppy guitars versus clean guitars. What are some of your guys' favorite clean, meticulous, noodly, whatever you want to call them, guitar players? And why do you like them? I'm dying to know. For me, I'm not a guitar player. I don't get the noodle fest, especially if it has no melody, if it's just notes for the sake of notes. Not my cup of tea. I'd rather take sloppy, riffy, grungy, Hootie and the Blowfishy type guitar playing than clean and meticulous. Now, that's not to say that I like slurry sounding guitars or I like sloppy. It just doesn't have to be this meticulous noodle fest of bleh. That's how I feel about it. How do you all feel about it? Yes, so Holly said that was an amazing show talking about Anthony Gomes. Yes, it was a really good show. He was so nice and so professional, so fun to work with. Nothing but good things to say about Anthony. Really good stuff. David says, told you to give me the mop. Yeah. That was a crazy weekend for that kind of stuff, too, David. You really missed out. We had quite a weekend as far as the cleanup crew. Elke says, Eddie Van Halen. Yes, I would classify him not so much as meticulous, more on the, I don't want to say sloppy side, but more of like he feels it, and it's not like mapped out and planned out. I think that's kind of what Julie's talking about more, but we'll find out when she comments here in a second. Hurry up, Julie, you're killing me. So, yeah. Yeah, so for me, like your Joe Bonamassas, your Steve Vais, your Stevie Ray Vaughns, your all that kind of stuff, not my cup of tea. I'd rather have somebody like a Slash or like an Eddie or a, that kind of thing that tells stories with their guitar, not just notes for the sake of notes. Deborah says, noodler, I like Mark Knopfler. Okay. Holly says, lo and behold, Thursday was great. Yes, they were. They were absolutely fantastic. I did not expect rock and roll with a little metal and a trumpet. It was really a great mix. Julia says, I got started on this topic because of how much I love and respect Bob Hartman from Petra. His note-for-note musicality is awesome. Well, Josh is probably going to agree with that, but we'll see. There you go.
Yeah, I agree. Bob Hartman is an excellent player. I wouldn't say he's a shredder. He doesn't do any shredding. He does play some fast notes from time to time, but it's more melodic.
More melodic. My nose is itching.
And as far as in the way that I see it, I do like some fast notes just to see the technical ability. But if there's not a melody involved in it,
right? And so that's for me. Like I don't mind like sweeps and all that kind of stuff, but don't do it just to do it. Put it in a spot that it belongs.
I would say at least two people that really are great at that is Nuno Bettencourt from Extreme and Paul Gilbert from Mr. Big.
Okay.
Those guys, they can shred with the best of them, and then they have a very melodic, and also Joe Satriani too.
Way too noodly.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for a long time he was just a solo guitarist,
right? And
that was what solo guitars were wanting to hear. They were wanting, especially back in the '80s, they were wanting to hear some melodicness and then shred and basically to challenge the other guitarists, like especially if you're learning, it's like, wow, I need to get to that technical proficiency.
Yeah. Let's get you over here.
All right.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, for sure. Deborah says Dire Straits. Yes. Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. Yes. That's a good example of somebody that's technically proficient but uses his abilities in good spot and good placements.
Right. Like the Sultans of Swing, it has some really beautiful guitar work, even though it's noodly, but it has a really nice jazz approach to it.
Correct. Yes, I would agree with that. Oops. Elke says, AG, love Anthony Gomes. So sad missed seeing him at the Riff. At the Riff. But I've seen him several times from 1998 on. Rocks. He blew the fuses multiple times out at Cartoons. Well, that ended up being a problem there, didn't it?
But who didn't?
Burned down to the ground.
We blew the fuses, and I wasn't Anthony Gomes when I played there. Back in the early 2000s, you didn't know whether or not your show was going to end abruptly or not sometimes.
Right. Let's see here. Julia says, but I also love those fly by the seat of their pants playing Out of Their Ragged Souls / Jimmy Page. But I also don't really like some who I feel like are just smashing around on the strings. Sorry, Keith Richards, and sorry to piss off any Stones fans. I like the Stones, but Keith is not quite my bag.
I couldn't agree more.
How did I know?
Yep. I've never been a fan of the Stones. I think unless if the
I
Beatles,
definitely don't think of Keith Richards when somebody says greatest guitar players of all time. I'm like,
he's okay. He
does
bad.
fine for the job. He is, to me, what David Lee Roth is to Van Halen. Good for the spot, not good on his own merit.
Yep. And I would agree with the same thing for Mick Jagger. I've never cared for his voice. I think he's a good front man, has attitude, but I would say fan of his voice.
I would kind of agree. I would put him above the other two that I just mentioned, though. Like, he kind of has. It's so hard. Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. Yeah,
he just shouts.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Elke says, agree with Josh,
and he wags his finger,
and he does a chicken dance. Deborah says, I've never been a big Stones fan. Yes. I think they're good. I don't love them. I'm not like, the Stones. No. Yeah, I would agree.
Brian May is a good guitarist.
Brian May is an amazing guitarist.
Very good.
He is another one that's very, in my opinion, falls under soulful, tasteful, very proficient, very good at what he does, but he doesn't pound it into your face at every turn, every open spot in the song. Like, it's just exactly as it should be.
A decent astrophysicist.
A very decent astrophysicist, apparently. Not that I'm I have no qualifications to quantify any of that, but,
Now, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Okay, I've got to take issue with your statements on Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Me too, and if you go ahead, and then I'll put my take on it.
Stevie Ray reinvented blues. He took blues and had a real jazz approach to the blues. He still maintained all of the elements of blues, but took it to another level. He went beyond the pentatonic scale. And if you guys, guitarists will know what I'm talking about. There's a blues scale that's your pentatonic scale that, like, B.B. King, that's all he ever plays. Stop falling asleep.
Huh?
Stop falling asleep.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
B.B. King will only play that pentatonic scale, but shut up. Stop it. Stevie Ray played jazz chords. He played jazz scales. He was great.
Stevie Ray Vaughan sucks. Yeah, I said it. God, he's so boring. Are you kidding me? He sucks. There, I said it. Stevie Ray Vaughan sucks a big one. He is boring as all get out. The sky. No. Now, I do love blues-based rock. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Blues-based blues. lame. It is an absolute snooze fest to me. I'm sorry. I totally acknowledge and understand that it has a role, a viable role that means something. I wouldn't pay $5 to go listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan if he was right downstairs at the Riff.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I
It
would,
is a
because
snooze
if he's
fest.
playing,
But I'm smart enough to know that there are people that would pay $500 to go and
if
see it.
Stevie is playing, that would be something to see.
I'm telling you, it'd be worth, it'd be worth its weight in
yeah, I
gold.
mean, they'd have to dig him up, reanimate him, and
Right.
put a guitar in his hand and still see if he can play. That would be worth.
I'm digging
that would be
up
worth
Vaughn. I'm digging up Vaughn.
I would pay a fin for that.
There you go. Julia says, have the Stones been awarded all their accolades because of their talent or because they kept the band together?
No,
I would say the latter for sure.
They got those accolades because there was the Beatles.
They got those accolades because there was competition.
The Beatles started that British
The British invasion.
wave and craze, and so these guys were the Dirty Beatles. They were the Beatles, but had a little more bluesy influence to them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. Cindy says, SVR is incredible. You need to see his other music, more upbeat and fun. Well, send me some. I'm serious. Send me some, and we'll see how it ranks. And as always, I will be fair. If there's a song of his that I like, I'll rank it high. Good luck. Julia says, pentatonic scales are the blues and jazz alphabet for all instruments, not just guitar.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, pentatonic is for all instruments, but blues guitars just stay in that frame.
That's what makes
Yeah,
it boring
that-
to me.
yeah.
That's what makes it boring to me.
Yeah,
It's so freaking predictable.
Right.
Every change, every key, everything about it, I'm just like, do something different.
Right.
Stevie Ray Vaughan definitely stretched it into new and awesome places.
He did.
If you say so. I would argue that Angus Young did that way bigger, but again, to each their own. Oh, Dean Daisy, he's coming in hot. Stevie Ray Vaughan, greater than $5.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being overly sarcastic. Of course, he's worth more than $5.
I think you're going to piss some people off
Good,
today.
good. That'll blow up the comment section at least. You know, that's what the other do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I am being slightly facetious. However, I am not a fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and that I'm dead serious about. Deborah says, one of my favorites is Johnny Winter, and that's because of my dad. He was just a blues rocker dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'll take a blues rocker dude over a blues dude every day. Just saying.
Okay, so sloppy guitarists.
Yeah.
Who are some sloppy guitarists that you...
Again, I'm not a guitar player, so
Right.
I'm not I don't know. To me, I would say somebody like Slash. Like when I think sloppy, it does not mean like bad notes and missed notes. It just means more of a flow and more of a story and more of that.
See, I would classify Slash as a feel guitarist.
Yeah.
He's more feel. When I think sloppy, I think Kurt Cobain.
Oh.
See,
so you're thinking sloppy in a bad way,
Yes.
not sloppy in a
Poor-
style way.
I'm thinking poor technical skills.
Oh, well,
I'm talking poor.
Jeez. Oh, this
just
is
kind of
okay.
Slamming at the strings.
Oh
you
God,
know?
I wish I could. Oh.
I mean,
Mm.
was Nirvana great because they were actually great, or were
I'll
they
just
great
say-
because they were
I'll
new?
just say there is a couple guitarists that fall into this that I've just recently seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say. Yeah. Yeah, now I'm with you on what you're
right.
saying.
See,
Like
that's
just
what I automatically thought was like sloppy versus
hacks,
technical.
basically, is what you're.
Well, no, it's the whole thing about like grunge was a reaction to the hair metal, which hair metal was technically proficient music.
Say again.
I said grunge was a reaction to hair metal, where you had like these
Right,
technically
yeah.
proficient players.
Yes.
And then the next generation was just like, screw that. We're going to drop our guitars to our knees and look like gorillas playing them, you know?
Deborah Klein says, Josh UA talking Billy Joe Armstrong now. Yeah, Green Day.
Yeah, Green Day. Yeah, they're...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Julia says, do you hate Stevie Ray Vaughan because you heard too many cover bands slaughter his music?
No.
Not at all, actually. I just don't find it entertaining. That's no different. Some people will get this. I love The Lord of the Rings. I get that some people think it's boring, it's long. You know, I get it.
Nerdy.
That's literally the exact same, yes,
Geeky.
as me with Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Dorky?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. See, and you and I have talked about this before. We've never been blues fans. We're like 3 songs and we're done.
Yes, and that's the thing. So, like, Tied to the Whipping Post, whenever it comes on the radio, if it hits me on the right day, yes, I'll listen to it.
Right.
90% of the time, that's a channel changer for me. I'm like, God, no, not again.
Right.
But
But then again,
There's times where it'll hit me, and I'm like, okay, yes, musically, this is very smart. This is well done. Da 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 da. But it's also probably like his most structured, as far as melodies and stuff, song.
I don't know, Rambling Man. Are you talking?
Rambling Man. That's not.
I'm thinking.
Lord, I was born a rambling
I thought you were talking about the
man."
Allman Brothers Whipping Post.
No, didn't Stevie Ray Vaughan do it also?
I don't know. I'm not.
What
real
was his big song? What's the
Houses a Rockin'.
It's some kind of the sky is falling or something. I don't know the word.
That's not Whipping Post.
What's his big song?
I,
There you go. That's my point.
Houses a Rockin'
That's
is
my
yeah.
point.
Houses a Rockin' is about the biggest song that I'm.
No, there's something else that's bigger. Tightrope. There you go.
Tightrope. Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Let's see here. Dean says, Lord of the Rings greater than $5 too.
I agree.
Fully agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Eric says, hey, Jared, this is Eric. I'm hanging out with Scott Henry. Who is on your show tonight? Well, nobody.
Us.
Yeah, just
You want
us.
to come on down and say something?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, just saying. Double Trouble.
The Sky
that's
is
the name of
Crying.
his band. The Sky is Crying.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'll take it. That's Stevie's brother.
Who is? Eric Wynn?
No. The Fabulous Thunderbirds?
The Freebirds?
Thunderbirds.
Oh, no.
Wrap it up. I'll take it. That song? No? Don't know that one?
Where's my crickets?
We got it muted.
Oh, we do?
Didn't you mute that?
Well,
No, did you put it back up? It's past.
hey. Yeah, it's past. Chris Schneider's here. I love a good blues band live. Not so much on the radio, but they are some of the most lively group of musicians I've ever seen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the thing. I've never seen blues live just because I have no desire to hear it.
Yeah.
But that's not to say it couldn't be great and I couldn't be blown away and have my mind changed. That definitely is possible.
Yeah.
Eric says, we're on our way. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I had for whatever reason, my program closed down over here on the sound. So yeah, I'm still like trying to figure out what it is that people. What to you guys makes Stevie Ray Vaughan so transcending? So like put him up on a platter for the blues modernly, if that makes sense.
Because he was doing something that wasn't that really hadn't ever been done in blues, and he was doing it well. And he created a whole new language for.
But
for
what
someone.
was that thing?
The infusion of jazz.
Okay.
Because he did more than the pentatonic scale.
Gotcha. Now you're.
And he would do more modalistic stuff. For those in music, know what a mode is. For those who don't, a pentatonic is a type of scale.
Right.
Modes are just basically scales, and he would use different scales rather than the pentatonic scales, but would always resolve them in a blues-esque way.
That's fair. That's fair. Excuse me. Chris Snyder says SRV version of Voodoo Child is freaking amazing. All right. Elkie says, Jared, you've never seen blues live? AG? Again, he was more blues rock. I mean, he literally sang a Dio song, for crying out loud. Like, that's pretty blues rock. He did, what's the Molly Hatchet song? Very blues rock. I love that kind of stuff. I don't like just. I think it's very very not entertaining. Julia says, it is possible to bash away at a guitar and get an... I got to read up here. I'm trying to read down there and it's too small. It is possible to bash away at a guitar and get some awesome iconic sounds. Those favorites of mine start with Pete Townsend, Joan Jett, Billy Joe Armstrong, and Malcolm Young. See, I would very strongly argue against Malcolm Young on that because it's very structured. It's very in the back, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pete Townsend, yes. He had good picking technique. Joan Jett.
But I see why she's saying that because of the windmill, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not all he ever did.
No, of course not.
I mean, that, yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't entertain
Right.
anybody if that's all you ever did.
I'll hit my bass with my fist and stuff like that, but
Right.
that's not the whole show.
Right, exactly.
Joan Jett, she's an okay guitarist. Lita Ford was really the draw as far as the guitars in the Runaways.
Yes.
And then when she went solo, she always had other guitarists playing for her, so she was all right.
So that's probably why she's saying Joan Jett.
Yeah. Billy Joe Armstrong, I've never heard him do anything that was impressive. As a matter of fact, when
I like this. Let's keep going with the hot takes.
because Billy Joe Armstrong, when they're playing live, they hide guitars back in the wings. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen like live concerts, and it's like, oh, there's a guitarist like back in the wings.
That's
And
something
they
that
got
drove
him-
me nuts about
they got him
Ozzy
hidden.
and keyboards.
Yeah,
I'm
they'll
like,
have the three guys
we all
on-
know we can hear
Yeah.
keyboard on Mr. Crowley. Why do we not see him?
Right.
Come on.
Well, you'll see them on stage in live performances, but like if the camera pans a certain way, you'll see there's another guitar. So how much Billy Joe is actually playing, and for them to call themselves punk and do stuff like that, I don't.
Right. Yeah,
and,
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cindy says he had a PBS episode of Austin City Limits that I've watched 10 times or more. Is this the one where he breaks a string and it switches, or who was it that did that?
I don't know.
It was like you could find it on YouTube, and it's the most seamless or the smoothest guitar change in history or something like that. It might have been Stevie Ray Vaughan. I can't remember for sure, but he breaks a string, and his guitar tech like literally takes that guitar off, hooks the new one around him, and it's like he doesn't miss a note.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, okay, well, a good guitar tech, you can do that with anybody. But yeah, no, and I loved Austin City Limits back in like the 80s and 90s. A lot of really, really good shows and episodes from that. Dean says, check out his ACL performance after he got out of rehab. Amazing.
It's
Okay.
Austin City Limits.
Yeah. Deborah says, okay, here it comes. I never really got into SVR. SRV. I keep saying SVR. I don't know why. It's like SVU or something.
Yeah.
It's whatever comes in my head. Yeah, same. Glad to know I'm not alone. You are not alone. Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. Believe that's what it was that he played a little bit of. Anthony Gomes is what we're talking about. And I thought he did great. He also did Man on the Silver Mountain was the Dio song he did, by the way. Cindy Lucas says, I love that song. Eric says, what songs are them there? What are we going to sing at Jinky Fest? Well, you'll have to come and find out. It's
You're gonna have to be
there's
more
no
specific
blues.
about the
There's
horse.
no blues. There's no blues.
There's a lot of bands, and you're gonna have to be more specific
Right.
about which horse you're talking about.
Julia says, I think of them more as rhythm guitarist. Okay, yeah. Yes, I would agree. For sure. Lita Ford can pick. Joan was much more rhythm. Yes. I agree.
And it's a shame that Lita didn't play more lead in her
Yes.
solo career.
Yes, I would agree with that. I actually got to see her live, and I was like, okay, I saw, and cool, got to do it, but I wasn't like, oh my God, this is great. Like, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Deborah says, I never really got into that Eric Clapton either. He has some songs, but I like that. I don't think he's the best. Kind of the same.
Yeah.
Only more so, I feel he's carved out like a much needed and important spot than what Stevie Ray Vaughan did. A lot of his earlier work with Cream and stuff, I feel was very important to the process of modern rock and, dare I say, even some metal. But of the time, I think he's a really great songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know that he has to be fancy. You know what I mean? He does. He's not
He
trying
really
to be.
created a tonal style and an approach. Like getting the nickname Slow Hand for just how
Right.
he played. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, you could hear Eric Clapton and say that's Eric Clapton,
Yes.
or you can hear Gilmore and know that that's Gilmore playing. you
Right.
know?
Yes, that's exactly true. Exactly
And
true.
Stevie Ray Vaughan's like that too. You can tell that Stevie Ray Vaughan's playing on something.
Yeah. Which is a good mark, a
Yeah.
mark of a good musician. You want it just the same as a vocalist. You want to be like, okay, that's this person.
Mhm.
Yep, it is. Okay, I was right.
Mhm.
Like, you want to have your own signature sound and style. Chris says, the backstory of him is a great story, having an older brother Jimmy, who was a great guitarist and would kick his butt if he heard Stevie playing his riffs. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Julia says,
That's the Thunderbirds.
agree about hiding musicians. Let them be on stage. Be honest with your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that being said, do you put a jukebox on the stage for people that use tracks? Just being honest.
Well, I mean, technically, if it's triggered by the keyboard, it's the keyboard
Yeah.
player playing.
True. Or the drummer. Kelly says, by the way, hello, Kelly Bowman from the
Hey,
Dirty
Kelly.
Saints. Thanks for joining us. Stevie Ray is the one you're talking about that broke his string and changed it without stopping. It was at Austin City Limits. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was really cool to see. Julie says, like Deb, I never really found my way to enjoying Clapton. Same struggle with Jeff Beck. Yes, Jeff Beck, 100% agree. For sure. Chris Snyder, he's no CC DeVille. Yeah, you could say that again. Okay, here's some fighting words for you. You ready, Chris?
Right.
I'll take CC DeVille over Stevie Ray Vaughan any day of the week. And you know I don't like poison. Julia says, ha 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 ha. Did I read that right? Yeah, do it. Put a quarter in that jukebox. I think it's going to cost more than a quarter nowadays, but I get you. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's take a commercial break. While we're on that break, Josh, you and I come up with 3 controversial musicians that are hot takes, meaning you know that people love these people, but you're like, nah.
Okay.
And you guys do the same at home. We're going to take a quick break.
And musicians that we love that people are like,
That people crap on.
yeah,
Let's do it.
okay.
We'll be back in just a minute.
All right.
Hi, I'm John Bushmill, head of the legal department for the Audio Roast podcast and its parent company, Sunset Productions. There have been some disturbing reports recently that Pop-Tart have been using predominantly pear and apple as filling in the strawberry-flavored Pop-Tarts. Well, we here at Bushmill & Associates and at the Audio Roast podcast don't take that very lightly. In response, we have put together a crack team of scientists and investigators to get to the bottom of this, and the results may shock you. Not only did we find the claims about the strawberry Pop-Tarts to be true, but our researchers have discovered the cinnamon brown sugar to be comprised almost entirely of sawdust. Not just any sawdust either, but the cheap, inferior sawdust provided by Fritz Designs. Bushmill & Associates will be filing a class action lawsuit naming Kellogg's and Fritz Design as its defendants. If you have unknowingly consumed low-quality sawdust from Fritz Designs, you may have a case. Call 1-800-555-FDAN for your free consultation. And remember, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the Bushmill. Bushmill Associates, hello? 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 Hello?
Hey musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production and let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. For more information, contact Jared Isaacs at sunsetproductionsspringfield@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Sunset Productions. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
Classic Rock Coffee. Our coffee rocks.
There's music in you. Do 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 do. Let it out. Hey, let it dip dip dip. Springfield music. Yeah. And we're back.
Hey, all right.
What is
Is
happening?
that a new soundtrack for that commercial?
Yes, it certainly is. Yes, Dean Daisy says Bushmills. Ha! Yeah, fun stuff right there. Deborah says, where did you get that wig at? Wish.com?
What
you
wig?
wish.
That's Bushmills hair.
I'm telling you, y'all are so rude up here on the internet talking about that man's hair. Gosh, Deborah. Brian Betancourt says, sup, folks? The show's still on? It must be 11:30 p.m. What?
Whoosh.
Whoosh. Whoosh.
Whoosh. It's not even good for Wish.
Right, exactly. That's an upgrade. That's a... Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's talk about people that the general public loves, and you're like, man. What do you got, Josh? Give me one.
My first one is Led Zeppelin.
Ooh, that's a common one.
That's a common one, yep.
I
get what they did.
I get the opposite. I get why people don't like them. I think they're amazing. I totally understand why the people don't like them. Your reasoning is going to be because Jimmy Page was sloppy,
Yeah.
because of the moaning sex kind of sounds from Robert Plant that didn't make sense.
Not that. I never cared for their production.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Drums are okay, but
Oh,
no.
God,
Okay.
hold the phone.
No, the drum
The
production. I'm not saying Bonham was an amazing player.
Yeah, no. I'm arguing strongly against that. That sound of John Bonham playing,
Yes, I agree.
not
Drums were good.
not the this. I'm talking about the this.
Yes.
What
production
you
was good.
heard influenced so many people.
No, not
the
arguing that.
recorded
I'm
sounds.
I'm talking the overall production. The guitar to me just was not where it should be. I didn't care. Overall production I didn't care for.
Are you talking about like the mix of the songs?
Mix and stuff like that, yeah.
I'll have to go back and very carefully listen, because I'm not sure I agree with that argument of it.
Okay.
I could be dead wrong. That'd be a first, but yeah, a lot of people cite Jimmy as being a really sloppy guitar player.
Yeah.
The sounds of Robert Plant. I feel that falls totally fine in that band. To hear him do that solo or something, maybe not. So yeah.
And also, I think the guy who I think probably was the best musician, or at least the second best musician in that band, never gets any credit. John Paul Jones.
Yeah.
He played everything.
Yeah.
Not just a bass player. He could play keyboards. He can play mandolin. As a matter of fact, on Heart's like live acoustic album, I can't remember what the name of it is, but I had it. It was produced by John Paul Jones, and he played like 5 different instruments on it.
Right.
It's an amazing album, and it's like no one ever talks about him. They
Yeah.
always talk about Page and Plant and Bonham to some extent.
It's true. Deborah says, when I was young, I loved Led Zeppelin. John Paul Jones and John Bonham Kicked ass. John Paul is
Yep.
a hell of a musician. Jimmy Page was not the greatest guitar player, but it was the LSD sex era. People loved him. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so basically what Deborah's saying is it was acceptable because it was a sloppy, acceptable atmosphere, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Trippy, dippy, hippie. Yeah. Kelly Bowman says John Paul was the best overall musician in that band.
Yes.
Yep. I would agree.
So that's my number one. What's your number one?
Bob Dylan. Falls a lot in the same line to me
Yeah.
as Eric Clapton, but to the extreme. Like, I don't want to hear another freaking song.
Yeah,
But he's an amazing, amazing songwriter.
Yes, when
Like
other people
I wish he was a mute. I really do. I really wish he just put pen to paper and came up with all the amazing songs that the guy has come up with over the years and just let somebody else do it.
there is a strong similarity between the folk music era and the grunge era.
Yeah.
It was about message rather than proficiency. That way, you could get a Bob Dylan who can't carry a tune in a bucket, but because he had great, well-written songs, he was successful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True. There you go. You got
Dude. Yeah.
Deb Klein says Neil Young sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. Bob Dylan too. See, now I'll take Neil Young over Bob Dylan 7 days a week.
Yeah. Well, both of them.
But here's the thing.
Same for me. I just never care.
For me, with Neil Young,
But you have an emotional tie to that.
I do, but on a handful of songs.
Yes.
I don't think I could sit through a whole Neil Young record, to be honest. But yes, like the hits, I'm all on board for. And again, that could just be the songwriting itself, not just the performance of it. Brian Betancourt says, so what I'm hearing is Led Zeppelin's best listened to if you're high. I mean, it is a Zeppelin. It's supposed to be high.
Yeah, speaking of high, the Grateful Dead too fall into that category.
Are you reading my notes?
No. Did
Oh
you
my
put Grateful
God,
Dead
they
on
suck.
there?
The Grateful Dead sucks.
There's an old joke. What does a deadhead say when he runs out of drugs? This band sucks.
Yeah. For me, Grateful Dead. So I am not, again, going back to what I said about, I don't know why we need this up here. Let's bring you on. I just noticed that.
You're going to have to raise me up. Yep, there we are.
Raise me
You
up
raise
before
me
me go.
up.
Yeah. For me, just the same as what I was saying about guitar playing and having structure, telling stories, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the exact reason I hate jam bands. Hate it. I'm like, it's just it. I don't know how else to say it other than it lacks structure, and it just goes on and on and on. So yes, Grateful Dead is on my list. Not a fan. Chris says Led Zeppelin to me was second best rhythm duo behind Black Sabbath, my opinion. Okay. I'm trying to think of somebody to argue that. I can't say that I can, but it doesn't necessarily make it true. I'm just saying, in my opinion, you might be right. Deborah says Neil Young sounds like. Oh, I already got that one. Sorry. Agree. Both are horrible, says Cindy. Yeah. I won't say that Neil Young is horrible. I especially liked a lot of the Crosby, Stills, Young and Nash, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I mean. Like, he had more to offer than just what his own stuff was. So
Right.
Kelly says Nirvana. I've never cared for them, and agree with Jared on Dylan. Yeah, yeah. Deborah said also not a Grateful Dead fan. LSD sex era again. Yeah, exactly. Kelly says not a Dead or Fish fan either. They just bore the hell out of me. Yeah, which is, I'm just going to go ahead and jot this down so I don't forget, which I'm drawing a blank now. What is his name? My third is, God, it was right there again. The bass player.
For
the bass player that everybody
Flea?
loves. Who?
Flea?
No.
Les Claypool?
Yes, Les Claypool.
Yeah, he's an amazing technician, and he comes up with some interesting things, but not very musical, not very catchy.
Bingo. Exactly. Where's the melody? Where's the hook? Where's the whatever? Yeah. Yep. 100% agree. That's my 3. Julia says, I like Neil Young's songwriting, but the voice is not my favorite. That's exactly how I feel about Bob Dylan. Yeah.
So
Also,
yeah.
how I feel about, is it Bruce Springsteen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
a Bruce Springsteen fan.
Some of the music, I'm like, okay, but the vocals, not so much.
Right.
Yeah.
So, of course, my second was Nirvana,
Okay.
and we've talked about them already, I think,
Right.
ad nauseum. And the third is going to be kind of controversial.
Oh, here we go. This
Queen
is where he
Bee,
says,
Beyonce. I don't care
really?
don't care for Beyonce.
Wow, that's interesting.
Partial-
That
okay.
totally came out of left field.
Well, okay, here. In Destiny's Child, she was up front in the center,
Okay.
and she was the weakest singer of that group. Kelly
I mean-
Rowland was much better than her.
I don't disagree.
The other two girls, and I the only other one that I know is Kelly Rowland. I
Right.
can't even remember the other, but because Mom was their manager, she had her up front, had her blonde, so she looked different,
Mhm.
and really pushed her. She wasn't that great of a singer.
No, but I think she's a phenomenal performer. I think she's gone on to do really great things and have really great success and great hits.
None of which she wrote. And
Well, of course not. But you can say that about anybody in
well,
pop music.
again, but even with and what cemented it for me is when I heard that song "If I Were a Boy,"
Mm-hmm.
where she's like not doing all these really quick little thing runs and stuff like that, where she's just trying to sing straight notes. I don't care for the tone of her voice.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I thought that there was much more talent behind her.
Yeah.
But she's the one that the industry pushed because
Sure.
she was the prettier one. She was the blonde one. She was the one that was made stand out.
That's a fair argument, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
I don't think she got where she was on
on
by
her own
merit.
vocal merit.
by merit.
Right.
Mhm.
I get you. Yeah, that's fair. Brian says, I don't know, Brenda's Big Brown Beaver wasn't so bad. All right, if you say so. Chris says, my
It's
3...
actually Winona. Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay, you ready for this? Without even having to read all this, here comes Chris Schneider poking the bear. My 3, King Diamond, Guns N' Roses, and Heart, just to see the look on J-Rod's face. Okay, you ready for it? Here you go.
Ready?
Did I hit the right button? Okay.
You did.
Okay, that's all I got. Going back. So let's switch this back up again. Bring you back up. Hallelujah. Something like that. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris, them's fighting words, Shay. We don't like them fighting words around here, Shay. Julia says, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and Michelle Williams. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Destiny's Child Research Department. By the way,
She had to research that.
no, I knew
No,
that.
no. Julia Leigh Cobb had to research that.
No, she's saying she's in the research department.
Okay.
No, all 3 of them had songs outside of that.
Yes.
Now let's talk about that Destiny's Child started as a 4-piece and ended as a 3-piece. So there's that. That's your weak link. Is the one that nobody remembers.
Right.
But when you see a picture of their early stuff, you're like, oh yeah, there was 4 of them. Yeah. Deborah says, I love Bon Jovi. Okay.
I loved him in the 80s.
I do not like the way that he sings now.
He
It's
sounds
like
really
in the
weird
back
now.
of his voice or something.
He
It's
sounds
really weird.
as weird as Kenny Rogers looked at the end of his life.
That's so freaking spot on.
You
yes.
know?
Yes.
You look at Kenny
And
Rogers and it's
he
like,
does
I know
not-
that's Kenny Rogers, but that doesn't look like Kenny Rogers.
Right.
You listen to John Bon Jovi, it's like, that sounds like John Bon Jovi, but that doesn't sound like John Bon Jovi.
Right. A lot of Bon Jovi's way of singing now is to not like close consonants and stuff with this ain't a song for the broken hearted versus this ain't a song for the broken hearted. Like it's just like this one long, and you're just like reshaping the way your mouth is without ever closing it off to enunciate those, and it's so weird. It just does not click with me. It doesn't register. It's really an odd choice. Not to mention that it's tuned way down from what it used to be. But
Right.
just saying. Julia says the reason I love Nirvana was Dave Grohl. Very hot take.
Yes.
They were fine on the album Bleach, but those first drum hits on Smells Like Teen Spirit found me.
Again, David Grohl was the strongest musician in that band.
Without question.
Without question.
Yeah, without question.
Their bass player wasn't bad either. I mean, I've heard some stuff that he's done since. Not bad.
Yeah. Let's see here. Julia says, whoa, the silent Just One More Cam rocked me. I hope I never piss you off, Jared. Yeah, exactly. Eric says, hey, Jared, Machine Head, or that's supposed to say Children of Bodom, whatever. I'm going to go with, I think Children of Bodom, I think is the name of the band. I'm going to go with them because they had one song that I kind of liked. All right. You know. Deborah says, I'm talking back in the day, Bon Jovi. Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, I'll take Bon Jovi over Poison.
Yeah.
Here we go. Julia says, LaToya Luckett and Latavia Robertson were the other two in Destiny's Child. And there was a girl named Farrah there for a minute. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I thought that fourth girl was interchangeable, meaning not that, like, she was interchangeable, but that spot was interchangeable. Right. Because they were still trying to find, like, okay, we've got three strong vocalists,
well,
barring your opinion. But in comparison of those four, you've got three that are standouts, whether it's vocal, whether it's marketability, or whatever. So they were trying to kind of fill that cast or cast that role, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Dean says Tom Petty may be my favorite songwriter. That's
not bad.
That's pretty good.
Not a great singer.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean,
I would.
I dig him better than Dylan. I mean, there's a Dylan-esque to it.
What's that?
There's a Dylan-esqueness to his voice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that kind of back of the. Well, it's not back. It's like your tongue on top of the roof of your mouth or something like.
Anthony Kiedis too. I don't care for him.
Oh, ouch!
Take me to the place I love. Come on.
It doesn't sound anything like that. And
Yeah, it does. It does.
Eric
Sounds
Wynn
just like
says,
that.
"Hey Jared, members only or Sam-a-Lama?" I'm gonna say Sam-a-Lama only. Remember? I remember. Cindy says, I totally underappreciated Tom Petty. You know who I totally underappreciated?
Who? Pink Floyd?
Pink freaking Floyd. They bored the crap out of me when I was younger. And the older I get, the more and more I'm like, man, that's great stuff. It's great songwriting, great soundscapes. Yep. I mean, just everything about it is just great. I loved it. Totally slept on him. See here, Deborah says, Cameron says, who would win in a fight, Bret Michaels or John Bon Jovi? Wow, that's a good question.
A bit far off the topic, but
no,
sure.
I'm for it. I'm so for it. And speaking of this, before I answer that one, the infamous one, of course, is Vince Neil and Axl Rose. Axl would have murdered Vince Neil.
Yeah.
And you know it's true. Okay, so what is your take on this, Josh? Do you think Bon Jovi or Bret Michaels?
I always go with the less prissy. The more makeup, the less of a fighter, I would say. So I would have to go with John Bon Jovi as the victor in that because he was looked more from the streets, more of a Jersey boy, you know, probably could hold his own as opposed to a glam, glitzy LA guy.
Right.
So that's my opinion.
Man, I've got this sound effect and it won't freaking play. Ah, it's killing me. Okay. Ding, ding, ding.
What do you think?
That was totally worth it. Yeah, I would exactly agree. John Bon Jovi would kick his butt. Faux show. I think Bret Michaels is kind of he's not a threat in any way, my opinion. Julia says, my vote's on Bret Michaels, Deb. Well, all he's got to do is get his wig snatched, and then he's out.
Right.
Julie says it took me a long time. Oh, crap. It took me a long time to come around to Steely Dan. Now I like many of their songs with Peg as my favorite.
Steely Dan's amazing.
They're all right. They're all right.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Right.
I mean, it's I don't want to say it's an acquired taste, but it's a sophisticated taste.
Yeah. Yeah. Cindy says Brett. Deborah says Axl is an alley cat. He'd kick Vince Neil's ass. Cameron says Bon Jovi would kick his butt. Of course, he's from Jersey. That's true too. He do be a scrapper. Juliet says I used to tease my friends who thought Poison and Bon Jovi were metal. I used to call them bubblegum metal. LOL. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And metal is a. Whew, they're using that word very lightly. It's very pop rock to me. But yes, bubblegum pop rock, if you will. Okay, now let's flip the script.
Okay.
What are an artist or a band that you really think is great that you know people crap on and you're like, why?
Barry Manilow.
Okay, why?
He writes the songs that make the whole world sing.
He's got the whole world.
That's not Barry.
I'm just saying.
No, I mean, he's an amazing songwriter. He's got a great voice. Well,
keep going.
And I'm not the gay one here.
I know. That's the
no.
point.
He's an amazing singer and songwriter.
Snooze fest. No.
He writes some great torch songs. He writes some great emotional songs.
What's his biggest hit?
His biggest, Copacabana. Well, that's one of his biggest songs. Mandy. Gosh, it's been so long since I've heard his album, but I grew up listening to that when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah. And that gave me, I mean, these artists that I'm going to name, these first two artists, gave me an appreciation for melody. And he has a strong melodic nature to his songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Deb says, my boys love David Bowie. Yeah. David's a great artist, I think.
See, I don't care for him.
He's another one that kind of falls in the great in his category, but not great in the overall scheme of things, if that makes any sense. Kind of the same as what I was saying about Eric Clapton. Like, what he did, what he brought to the table, falls in place and is important to the big picture of things somehow. But it's not like, let's write home about it and just rant and rave about how great. I don't know.
I always thought he kind of had a limited vocal range, and he was very.
Oh, and Barry Manilow has a great range.
He had a more melodic range to him.
Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Bowie.
Okay. All right. Deborah says, I write the songs.
I write the songs that make the whole world sing. Nope.
Yeah, not a Barry Manilow fan, apparently.
Okay.
So my number one,
mm-hmm.
in fact, the only one I've got written down, Creed. Love them.
Not bad.
They do no wrong to me. They've done nothing but great music. They were the Nickelback before Nickelback, if you will.
Right.
As far as they get piled on for no reason. I get the whole, his voice. And I'm like, why are you not doing the same thing for Eddie Vedder? Why are you not doing the same thing for so many other? Travis Tritt used the same voice in country that her. But it was great, man.
Yeah,
it was really great. The Mark Tremonti is a great guitar player. The overall feel of the band, the rock that they brought, it was perfect for the time that they were in. It's just so easy to crap on them. And dang it, they were so good.
That first album, My Own Prison, was an
phenomenal,
amazing album.
Phenomenal.
And it was absolutely loved. And then their second album came out, and they were seen as kind of cheesy after that. And I don't know why. Maybe because of the lead singer aspect. I think people saw him as kind of a pretty boy.
Yeah. Well, and unlike with Nickelback, where you can kind of pinpoint, okay, this is where people turned on him. people easily turned on him and never gave him a second chance with the whole alcoholism, the rise and fall basically of Scott Stapp. And as soon as he fell, it was like they crapped on him anytime that he
No,
was.
they crapped on him before that, man.
Did they?
They did.
Man, I'd really have to go back and look at the timeline,
their
I
second
guess.
album was it Weathered? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think their second
yes.
album was Weathered,
Yeah.
and I think the song Arms Wide Open. Just people saw
I
that.
don't
as,
remember when that came out. People crapping on him
Yeah.
as much as
Oh,
maybe
I
like
do.
5 years after.
I do. I know that. I remember that. Like, with arms wide open. It just seemed very cheesy, and guy writing a song about his son being born, and it just
Hello, Eric Clapton.
where their first album was very angsty.
Okay.
This one had kind of more.
Isn't
of a,
everybody's first album more angsty?
It is, but everybody wants you to do your first album over and over and over again.
You're not necessarily wrong. Yeah.
They want everything to sound the same. So,
Julia says, I love Simple Plan. I'm not supposed to because it's 2000s emo pop. Don't care. They're awesome. Even when they were writing 12-year-old boy lyrics.
Yep.
Yeah. They have one song that I like. I don't know a lot of the other stuff. Can't think of it. Anyway, Cindy says, I like Christopher Cross.
yes.
Who's that?
You don't know who Christopher Cross is? Sailing takes me away.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He also did Laura. He also did When You Get Caught in the Between the Moon and New York City. Run like the wind. Gotta ride like the wind. Ride like the wind. Nope.
Nothing.
You'll like him.
All right. Brian Betancourt says, what? Love me some Barry Manilow.
Yeah, Barry Manilow's. You'd love him. Wow, you put that in my ears.
I just realized I had the wrong. I was supposed to be in my ears, not yours. Sorry. Yes. Deborah says, agreed on Creed. I love Alter Bridge now. Mark Tremonti is a kick-ass guitar player. Yeah. Absolutely. Love Bush, says Kylie Meyer. Yeah, there's
Jared
another
doesn't.
one that gets, Oh my God. They're another one that gets totally crapped on, and they're the band that when I went to see live, it was actually, I went to see Guns N' Roses and they opened.
Really? Bush opened for Guns N'
Well, it
Roses?
was at Rocklahoma for
Okay.
crying out loud. But whenever Bush was getting ready to come on, like a lot of people were leaving, and you hear all this, Bush. They are the band that impressed me the most as
Really?
far as like the turnaround, if that makes sense. Like, you don't really expect much or whatever, and then like mid-show, you're like, holy cow, you guys are missing the boat on this.
Right.
That was Bush for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that with Warrant. I liked Warrant, but when I saw them with Slaughter and Quiet Riot, and rarely have I seen a vocalist that had as much power as in his voice.
Yeah.
They were much more than Cherry Pie.
Right. Yes.
Much more.
Yeah. True
Uncle
that.
Tom's Cabin and
Yep.
the other cuts, Mr. Rainmaker, just some amazing songs.
Yeah. Julia says, I've caught hell for liking Avril Lavigne and Kesha, both great songwriters, and Kesha in particular can sing her ass off. Yes. Yeah, I have mixed feelings on Kesha, though. It's very hit or miss for me with her. Avril Lavigne, however, is fantastic. And have you heard her new cut? Her new song that just came out last week. It is freaking awesome. It's called Bite Me. I totally recommend you go check it out. Dean Daisy with my we'll go number 4 on people that people like, but I don't, and I don't get why people like it. Frank Zappa. Very underrated guitar player, amazing arrangements, and live performance was their thing.
Yeah.
I don't get it, Dean.
Yeah, Zappa
I-
Zappa is like performance art.
Yeah,
And you
that's
have
the
to
thing.
go- you have to
It's
watch-
overly eccentric on purpose.
Yes, you have to watch his stuff knowing that going in. You're there for more than just music.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I saw his Saturday Night Live performance like back in the 70s, and it is strange and it is weird, but there's some interesting parts in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think sometimes he does things to be weird for the sake of being weird.
And-
a lot like
yes.
Les Claypool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. And that's the point. He's
Right.
He's reaching out. He's trying to do new things.
Yeah. I think a little bit to a certain extent, and I actually like this band some, is the Flaming Lips.
Right.
They do a lot of that super eccentric just for the sake of, hey, look at how out there we can be.
Well, if no one else is going to do it, we will.
Exactly. Deborah says, Cameron says he doesn't know the hype on Iron Maiden. My son Robert is having a stroke over this. The discussion is on. Okay. I enjoy Iron Maiden a lot. I do, however, get the Iron Maiden fatigue syndrome, if that's a thing, where it starts to all kind of sound, where it all sounds the same. AC/DC falls under that, and I get that. I love AC/DC. I enjoy the hell out of Iron Maiden, but I totally get why people have that argument. I really do.
Iron Maiden is worth it just for Bruce Dickinson's voice.
And that's the thing. If you can get past the gallopy sounds of all of it, there's greatness there. Yeah.
Yeah. Just his voice is so impressive. I've never been really impressed with the rest of the band. I mean, they're great players.
Right.
But it just
Yeah.
Which was a lot of what was going on back then.
Right. Yeah. Deborah says she likes Bush. Lisa Betancourt says Jay Giles band was a staple of my cruising high school life.
Yeah, they were a good pop
Yeah,
band.
they did. Yeah, did they play any show tunes? I don't remember any show tunes from them. Their angel was a centerfold. I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah, I enjoy Jay Giles the Jay Giles band. See here. Julia says, I probably already told you this before, but in my favorite Lemmy interview, he listed off his favorite bands, mostly metal, then said ABBA. The interview said, ABBA? He said, yeah, you can't have sausage all the time. Love Lemmy. He led the way to me not giving a damn about what people thought about my music taste.
Absolutely.
Boom.
I like me some ABBA. I like me some Captain and Tennille.
There you go. I love me some Beyonce.
And I don't know if I've ever told this story, and I hope Paul forgives me. But I've told you.
Okay.
There were several times when Paul and I would be driving down to a gig probably in Oklahoma, I think Buffalo Run, where we would jam out to Captain and Tennille. Love will keep us together. And, two guys who are about to play some hard rock at a casino, just grooving out to Captain and Tennille. You wouldn't. What are you doing, man? You're making me look like an idiot. And not just because I
what that button did, and then I found out.
How about this one?
Oh God, no, we like this.
We'll just push buttons. There we go.
Oh, that's the wrong one. I want this and that. That's
But yeah, it's okay for Captain and Tennille.
Captain and Tennille. Let me put this here, and it's there.
I would say that they fell into the same genre as bubblegum pop of the 70s.
Yeah. Let's see here.
You're gonna have to scoot me over.
Now we'll go this route.
I like
and
that
then
oval that you're in. What are you doing, dude?
I'm a Joshua Thought Bubble.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is Bergamot psychedelic? Is that what's going on?
It may be.
All right. I'm done.
Julie says, I'm currently drinking an Iron Maiden Trooper beer. I think you know where I stand on that argument. Totally fair. Kim Hart says Todd Rundgren.
Rundgren.
Yeah, that one. Just personal opinion. I don't get it. Yeah, who dat?
Todd Rundgren? You don't know who Todd Rundgren is?
I can't even say his name, let alone know who he
Hello,
is.
it's me. You don't know that song?
Say it again.
Hello, it's me.
Not Lionel Richie.
No.
Then no clue.
The
only Hello songs I know is not ringing a bell.
No, I can't. If I knew the lyrics, I don't know all the lyrics.
Let's see here.
Rundgren.
Hello,
yeah.
it's me. All right, let's see here. I'm just gonna. I mean, they do this on the other show and don't get
Right.
kicked off. So let's see if we can. Here, I'll even put an ad. Now, don't say I never gave you anything. All right, we'll give you two
All right.
ads. Yeah. So this came out in 1972.
Yeah.
Huh? I really just want to get to the hello, it's me part. Not sounding familiar.
No?
Nope, nothing. Not sounding familiar.
I've heard it played here.
So yeah, Kim, I agree. I don't get it either.
He's a good songwriter.
Bang on the drum all day. Todd Rundgren.
I don't want to work. I just want to bang on the drum all day. No?
Nothing.
He produced Bat Out of Hell.
Oh, okay.
Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell.
Produced it, not wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
No.
think he helped write some of it.
What's the guy that passed away last year that was that guy?
Yeah.
He's on the Audio Roast
Yeah.
website. I can't remember. Lisa says, I even know who Todd Rundgren is, as well as Guns N' Roses and Poison. Well, then you've got one up on me.
Are we going to be at this all day?
He was just inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes, we are, until you change it. There you go.
There you go.
Now then, let's bring you back into the fold.
Have you said any artists that you like that nobody else cares for?
Creed.
Creed, okay. Anything else?
I really can't think of anything.
No?
I mean, King Diamond. There you go. I don't know.
Yeah, no one likes them.
Heart. Does that count?
No, I think Heart is universally
Unless your last name is Fritz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one.
Okay.
Neil Sedaka.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you don't know who Neil Sedaka
Yeah,
is?
no, that one I do. He's like 60s or 70s. Wait, no. Neil Sedaka, did he sing like falsetto-y or something in the 60s?
No, not really falsetto. He just had a kind of a higher register voice.
What's a Neil Sedaka song?
Like his first real big hit was I love my calendar girl.
Yeah.
But his stuff in the 70s, Bad Blood, ooh, I hear laughter in the rain, walking hand in hand with the one No, melody, great melodies.
Gotcha. Julia says Neil Diamond, Calendar Girl. Deborah says Jim Steinman is who I'm talking about. Thank you, Julia.
Steinman, yeah.
Bad Out of Hell guy. Yes, thank you for that, Miss Research Department. Deborah says now the boys are discussing the Offspring. Kylie says she likes the Offspring. I think they're okay. They're okay. Julia says Neil Sedaka got me another case of Jared 19.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she meant to say Neil Sedaka instead of Neil Diamond.
Yeah. Gotta love the old Jared 19.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Who do you have another one?
I do.
Okay.
Michael Bolton.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. That's on your list of somebody that you like that people don't. Ooh, that's a bad one.
Nope.
I think he goes on the other column, in my opinion.
Well, I like Michael Bolton.
Okay, that's fair.
I think he has a great range. He does sound like he's straining at times, but
So you're saying you love King Diamond?
I appreciate King Diamond.
He's got a bigger range than Michael Bolton.
I appreciate that.
You know who else has a bigger range than Michael Bolton? Ron Jeremy. He's got a way bigger range. Let's see here. Lisa says...
I don't know. Have you ever compared the two?
Well,
you don't know.
Well.
But yeah, Michael
Never mind.
Bolton, he gets crapped on, but I thought, his stuff in the early in the 90s was pretty good. Very catchy, very poppy.
Okay, what about Rod Stewart? Does he count?
Rod Stewart?
I like Rod Stewart.
I like Rod
I'm
Stewart,
sure there's
too,
people
yeah.
that crap on him.
Oh yeah, I loved his stuff in the 90s. I thought some of his stuff in the like the disco area, if you think I'm sexy.
I know you hate that song.
I hate
love
that song.
So
I hate that song, but like Forever Young, Some Guys Have All the Luck,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Absolutely, yeah.
For sure. Young Turks, great song. Lisa says, I truly love Huey Lewis and the News.
Yeah.
And saw them live twice in St. Louis. That'd be a really cool show to go to, actually.
Huey Lewis was one of my favorites. I think he always had a great voice. Here's one that you're going to hate.
Oh, okay.
Ken Tamplin.
Oh, my God. He sucks. But yes, probably because you think he's got a great range.
He does have a great range.
Sorry, getting some breaking news here.
Are you?
I don't know. Wow.
What?
Mayor of Waukesha, Wisconsin. I hope I'm saying that right.
Kenosha.
No, Waukesha. W-A-U Kesha, Wisconsin, has confirmed multiple people were injured when an SUV sped into a Christmas parade in suburban Milwaukee.
Oh.
That's what Elkie just sent me a video of for some reason.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's crazy. Weird times that we're living in, folks. Stay in your lane. Julia says, "Ugh, I hate hot legs. Do you think I'm sexy?" And Maggie May. Oh, see, now the first one, okay, I'll agree with that. The other two are phenomenal songs. You're just wrong. Sorry. Deborah says, 70s version of Rod Stewart I like better than the 80s version. Okay.
Yeah. Preaches
Waukesha is the pronunciation. Thank you very much. Waukesha. Yeah. Yeah.
Can we take a
Interesting.
break?
Interesting.
I need to use the restroom.
You do.
I gotta shake the dew off my lily.
Oh boy. Oh boy. As a matter of fact,
Do we want to just shut it out?
yeah, I
Is
think
that
so.
what we're thinking?
Oh. I probably shouldn't read that on here, but
Okay.
shout out to Elkie.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, we're going to go ahead and hopefully, yeah, that's what I thought. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Wrap it up, wrap it in, let me begin.
I'm up in the corner, so
Oh, yeah.
you need to
so
change that.
let's do this. There we
okay.
go. All out of
Right.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's all about. Anyway,
You had to be over it.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Don't forget to check out our website, audioroast.com. We're going to update that and keep you in communication, in whatever, for what we've got coming down the pike. We've got some really cool shows that are supposed to be on the calendar. It's just a matter of getting people to commit and schedules and so on and so forth. So that being said, don't forget this is Thanksgiving week. So if you're able to spend time with family and friends, that's fantastic. Hope that you are. If you're not, listen to some good music, man. Watch a good movie. Do something that makes you feel good.
We're thankful for Lisa Betancourt, too. She's got a nice comment.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Oh, wait. I got to get, before we go to the nice, I got to go to here. Julia says, Tamplin and Steinman, great ranges, but far too self-important in how they act. Boom! Love you, Julia. Lisa says, on this Thanksgiving, I am thankful for both of you and all that you do for us. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you
Bless
so
your
much.
heart. That's very, very nice of you, Lisa. Thank you so much. And we are very thankful for all of you that tune in each and every week, even when we've got no plans at all. It means a lot. So here's the deal. I could have easily said, we don't have any guests, no show this week, but I really just wanted to connect with you guys and keep doing what we do. So thank you very much for that. Brian says, great show. Brian, I appreciate it. I know you're lying through your teeth, but no, thank you very much. Kylie says, have a great week, guys. Hope to be at the Riff Saturday night to see the Dirty Saints. Well, thank you. Yeah, we got a big week this week. We've got a CCR tribute on Wednesday for Wild Turkey Wednesday. We've got, then for the weekend, a huge 80s weekend, we've got Members Only is going to be here Friday for Black Friday. Dirty Saints are going to be here for what I guess we'll call Gray Saturday, because it needs to have a name if you have Wild Turkey Wednesday and Black Friday, so we're going to Gray Saturday. I don't know. But yeah, so a fun weekend for sure here at the Riff. Deborah says, see you Friday. Looking forward to seeing you there. Julia says, fun show. Thanks for letting me be a part of it all. Absolutely. And Bolton, too.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Cindy, and everybody watching at home. Terry, good to see you, my friend. Julia says, also listen to the Avril song when he suggested it last week. Good choice. Thank you. Indeed. Josh, got anything to say before we wrap it up?
Nope.
He's like, nope, let's go. I gots to pee.
I gotta go.
All right, final thoughts are happy Thanksgiving, guys. Love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Of all times in the year, please do not forget the times are hard for everybody right now. So may your cup of coffee and your love of music be strong, but your sense of humor be even stronger. We'll see you right here next week. Happy Thanksgiving.